Chapter 6280. Orville also heard what happened, so he said, "I've heard about this matter. It seems that Mr. Wilson resigned on his own initiative." Upon hearing this, Jacob said indignantly, "Master Orville, I'm Jacob. I have to explain to you that it was not me who resigned on my own initiative. But that guy surnamed Pay set a trap for me. He lied to me and asked me to pretend to resign. I sent a resignation letter as a formality. But I never expected that after the resignation letter was sent out, Pay approved it, leaving me no chance to regret it. He is so shameless." Orville pretended to be surprised and said, "Is there such a thing?" That guy Pay was indeed a bit too much. Jacob seemed to have met a soulmate and said excitedly, "Master Orville, you are so right. He is really too much. Please help me make a decision." Orville said readily, "Don't worry, Mr. Wilson, you are Master Wade's father-in-law. So I will definitely take the lead in this matter. Wait, I will call that guy now and ask him what is going on." Okay. Jacob felt relieved when he heard Orville take charge of everything and hurriedly said, "Then I'll leave everything to you, Master Orville." Orville smiled and said, "Mr. Wilson is too polite. I'll contact him and ask about the situation." After Orville hung up the phone, Jacob finally breathed a sigh of relief. He said with emotion, "Good son-in-law, it seems that Master Orville still gives you face. If he comes forward to help me vent my anger, maybe I can really return to the Calligraphy and Painting Association." Charlie nodded and said, "He does have a certain influence in Orris Hill. Since he agreed, let him help with this matter. We can just wait for his news." Jacob nodded and said, "Okay." Waiting for good news from Master Orville. At this time, Orville had already called President Pay's mobile phone. Before President Pay wanted to fire Jacob, he specifically looked for Orville's mobile phone to ask him for instructions. That time, he had dialed Orville's mobile phone number. At this time, he suddenly received a call from him. And the whole person was a little surprised. Although he didn't understand why Orville called him, but he knew that Orville had a high social status and great influence. So he certainly couldn't neglect him. So he quickly answered the phone and said respectfully, "Master Hong, what do you want from me?" As soon as Orville came up, he asked in a bad tone, "Mr. Pay, why did I hear that you fired Jacob?" When President Pay heard this, he suddenly became nervous and explained quickly, "Master Hong, didn't I tell you about this matter when I called you to report last time?" Jacob was confused for a moment and did cause a big scandal, which put me under a lot of pressure. It just so happened that he sent an email to resign voluntarily, and I really had no choice but to approve his resignation request. As he spoke, President Pay was afraid that Orville would cause trouble for him. So he quickly added, "By the way, Master Hong, I asked for your opinion on whether to try my best to protect Jacob. You said it had nothing to do with you, so I..." How could Orville not hear the meaning behind his words? And immediately asked coldly, "Mr. Wilson is your colleague and friend. Why do you ask me whether you want to protect him? I am not familiar with you." After that, Orville continued to attack. "And why is the version I heard different from yours? I heard that Mr. Wilson had never thought about resigning. And it was you who tricked him into writing the resignation letter. After he wrote the resignation letter, you turned your face and really fired him. How do you explain this?"